Hi, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to do a highly requested video, which is how to do a rolling ollie. Getting rolling ollies is indeed something that we all struggle with, and it really does just come down to practice, but you can practice smarter if you know what you're struggling with. So today I'm going to talk about a few things that a lot of beginner skaters struggle with when learning how to do the ollie rolling, and also talk about what I personally struggled with. Problem 1. Not having a solid ollie. For many beginner skaters who practice stationary ollies first, a rolling ollie will look very similar to your stationary ollie or worse than your stationary ollie. So if your stationary ollie looks like this and you're having trouble leveling it out, then your rolling ollie will also look like that. So before working on a rolling ollie, I personally found it better to perfect my stationary ollie. The more leveled out the ollie was stationary, the easier it was for me to level it out while moving. The ollie doesn't have to be perfect though. Just know it's really normal for your rolling ollie to look worse than your stationary one. And really, if you struggle or don't feel comfortable with the stationary ollie or riding in general, then this is probably going to be really difficult. I know that there's a big rush to learn how to ollie, as a lot of people think that an ollie is the first trick that you learn or the first real skate trick that you learn. But if you struggle with a stationary ollie or you're really not that comfortable riding yet, then this is going to be incredibly difficult, and I would highly recommend, if you're okay with it, to try to learn something else or try to get more comfortable before going onto this, because trust me, you will learn it so much faster if you're very comfortable on your skateboard and if you're willing to really take that time to learn how to ollie properly and then move on to this. You can do the ollie rolling before you really master the stationary ollie, but I have just found in my experience that the better my stationary ollie was, the easier it was for me to ollie while rolling. And that was a mixture of a lot of comfort on my skateboard and just really my body understanding how to make the skateboard ollie. Problem 2, turned shoulders. When you're doing a stationary ollie, it's not as difficult to keep your shoulders parallel to the board. Most skaters can overcome turned shoulders if they focus on it, but when doing a rolling ollie, it is much easier to accidentally turn your shoulders. I think it's just human nature to want to face the direction that you're going. So when you push, you face forward. We don't push with our shoulders parallel to the skateboard, but if you ollie with your shoulders facing forward and not parallel to the board, it is going to be difficult to get the ollie rolling. In my case, I had two major issues, which are problems number 3 and 4. Problem 3 is pop angle. I wasn't popping straight down once I was rolling. I was trying to jump forward a bit, and that really killed my pop. I had to really focus on getting a better leveled out stationary ollie. I really focused on perfect form, and then I started rolling at a crawling pace. Problem 4 was leveling out the board or pushing the nose forward. I had trouble pushing the nose forward once I was rolling. Even if I could level it out while stationary, it was so much harder to level it out when I was rolling. And it turned out to be two things. One, I just wasn't that good at pushing the nose forward yet, period. I needed to work on that. And two, I needed to push the nose forward much harder than when I was doing the Ollie stationary. It turned out it simply took a lot more strength to push the nose forward once I was moving. So I solved my issue with rolling Ollies like this. This is method number 1. And simply, I did stationary Ollies for months. I was stuck inside anyways because it was winter, and winter in New York is pretty long. It's long by my standards. And I didn't even bother to try them rolling. I mean, I was stuck inside that really small room, so it made sense that I practiced them stationary. But really, all I did was focus on really improving my technique and how well and how consistently I could level out the skateboard. And then I started annoyingly slow. I even rolled, stopped, and then ollied. I went super slow to make sure that I did not sacrifice any of the form that I was practicing. And it helped a lot, but I focused on two things: popping straight down, which meant jumping straight up, and pushing the nose forward as hard as I could. At this point, my ollie was getting really leveled, and I could just tell that the muscles in my leg that I had to use to push the nose forward and level out the board were much stronger. So after months of stationary ollies, I was shocked to find that it wasn't that difficult. I was really able to get quite a decent leveled out ollie while rolling the first day. And in case you think that months and months and months of practicing your ollie stationary sounds terrible, which I completely understand, I do have 2 other methods that you might want to try. Method 1. Another thing that might help is ollieing into 50-50 on a small curb. And I would recommend this because in order to get your back trucks up onto the curb, you need to be leveling your board out even just a little bit. So if ollie practice is boring, work on ollieing into 50-50 here and there. That will help you get better at leveling out the board and give you some confidence, which will help your ollie while rolling in general. Everything in skateboarding is truly connected, which is amazing. Method 2. If you don't want to work on just the stationary ollie, and I don't blame you if you don't, I get it, this video is about rolling ollies, I would recommend practicing in a 5-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio. So do the ollie 5 times stationary and then immediately try it while rolling. Or do the ollie 3 times stationary and then immediately try it while rolling. But you do need to do it with good form. Don't just wing it. Really try to focus on how you do the ollie. When you do this, your muscles get kind of excited, right? They just did the same motion 3 to 5 times and are like, okay, yeah, I got this. I get this motion. And then when you go to do it rolling, that correct motion is fresh in the muscle memory. So you'll be more likely to channel that motion if you practice it this way. Anyway, to review 3 major points, make sure that you are getting a solid ollie. Make sure that your shoulders are straight and parallel to the skateboard. Number 3, make sure that your pop angle is correct, that you're popping down and not accidentally pushing the skateboard behind you. And make sure you're using enough strength to actually push the nose forward so that you are leveling out the skateboard. To work on this, I recommend using one or all 3 of the following methods. Method 1, get a super good stationary ollie and make sure you're leveling it out. Start really slow and work your way up to a faster ollie, and make sure you're focusing on the pop angle and pushing the nose forward. Method 2, practice leveling out your back trucks by ollieing up onto something like a curb. And method 3, Practice in a 5-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio so that you're trying to ollie while rolling when the motion is fresh in your muscle memory. I know this trick can be really frustrating, so I hope these tips and methods come in handy. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope to see you next time.